As our digital and simulated world continues to evolve, so does the level of immersion and realism. But there's one area that I think is sorely lacking, and it's not the aircraft or the scenery, it's the absence of a believable living world around us. BeyondATC, the developers that have brought us a realistic air traffic control, have now taken a step further to inject more realism and life into our flights through traffic injection. But it's more than that, it's traffic injection under ATC control. Welcome back to the channel, my name's Mark, thank you very much for watching and let's get started. BeyondATC's coverage is based on your SimBrief flight plan to determine your departure, arrival and route. And the traffic injected into your sim is based on exactly the same parameters by populating your departure, route and arrival with air traffic.
BeyondATC connected.
BeyondATC is now loading up, including my full SimBrief flight plan, initializing traffic based on real-world data, and there it is. The aircraft injected into the sim is based on historical data of 1 to 2 weeks old and comes from the live tracking service Flight Radar 24. Traffic injection is currently under alpha, so it's still very early days of development, but will be released as part of the basic core package once the developers are happy that it's ready to go, at no further cost to users. If you're impatient, however, and you want early access to it, you can do so by purchasing the Supporters Pack. Details on that and basic setup parameters at the end of the video. Let's just have a very quick look at some of the settings that I'm using. You have the option to use basic accents, but we'll turn these on later on. And I'm also using the basic voice model, the free model, for both the controller and traffic models. You can of course use the improved voices, the premium voices, at an additional cost. I've opted not to do so. If you want to know more about the costing on BeyondATC, check out this video, link in the notes below. If you do meet the parameters for access to this alpha, as defined at the end of this video, here's where you turn the traffic on. Recommends a setting of 5, I've set mine to 6, for a little bit more traffic density as it's not that busy at Munich at the moment. Note it is a density setting and not the number of aircraft. As traffic is injected, those closest to you are done first. Munich is a large airport, not actually that busy at the moment, but nonetheless there's a fair amount of traffic across the whole airport. Now we can't hear ATC at the moment because we haven't tuned into the comms yet, and when we do we'll be able to hear ATC speaking directly to the AI traffic, and the injected traffic will be following ATC's instructions, creating a greater sense of realism and immersion as your whole environment comes alive.
Hansa Line 9 Mike Juliet, ready for IFR clearance to Basel Mulhouse Freiburg.
We'll now tune into the various frequencies for ATC and listen and watch to the air traffic interact with the ATC.
ALG to Quebec departure, initial climb to flight level 070, squawk 1000.
ALG to Quebec departure. Squawk 100. Lufthansa 714 Heavy, taxi for departure.
Lufthansa 714 Heavy, runway 08 left taxi via Whiskey 2, Whiskey, November, Alpha 1.
Runway 08 left taxi via Whiskey 2, Whiskey, November, Alpha 1, Lufthansa 714 Heavy.
American 717 Heavy, stand 164, request pushback. American 717 Heavy, Munich ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face north. Pushback approved, face north, American 717 Heavy.
Wind Rose 616, ready to taxi to the active.
Wind Rose 616, runway 08 left taxi via Echo 1, Charlie 4, November, Alpha 1.
Finnair 1 Delta Lima at stand 116, request pushback and engine start.
Ruling 5 November Echo, contact Munich Tower 120.505.
Over to Tower 120.505, ruling 5 November Echo, bye-bye.
Lufthansa 452 Super, hold position for traffic. I'll call you back.
Hold position Lufthansa 452 Super.
Lufthansa 452 Super, continue taxi.
Continue taxi Lufthansa 452 Super.
American 717 Heavy, hold position for traffic. Coast Guard Auxerre 1, ready to go, runway 08 right.
Coast Guard Auxerre 1, Munich Tower, wind 075 at 6, runway 08 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 08 right, cleared for takeoff, Coast Guard Auxerre 1. Munich Tower, Turkish 6 Quebec Bravo, Alpha runway 08 left.
Turkish 6 Quebec Bravo, Munich Tower, wind 075 at 9er, runway 08 left cleared to land.
Runway 08 left cleared to land, Turkish 6 Quebec Bravo.
Just a reminder that this program is still in the early stages, it's still in alpha, and there are still a number of anomalies that are noted, such as aircraft taking off without suitable separation, and on the odd occasion, as you can see here, you have an aircraft lined up and an aircraft landing. To be fair to the developers though, they are working on this, and currently updates are coming fairly thick and fast, so I'm sure it will be sorted out in the not too distant future. But at this stage, it's what we'd expect with an alpha.
Lufthansa 2 Yankee Whiskey, request taxi to allocated gate.
Lufthansa 2 Yankee Whiskey, gate 20 for Alpha taxi via Alpha 9er Whiskey, Whiskey 2.
Gate 20 for Alpha taxi via Alpha 9er, Whiskey, Whiskey 2, Lufthansa 2 Yankee Whiskey.
Hansa Line 6 Yankee Charlie, request taxi to company gate.
Hansa Line 6 Yankee Charlie, gate 317 taxi via Alpha 9er Whiskey, Whiskey 2, Delta 1, Charlie 2, Delta 6, Echo, Echo 3.
Dolomiti 6 Mike Foxtrot, request taxi to company gate.
Dolomiti 6 Mike Foxtrot, Gate 232 taxi via Bravo 1, Tango, Bravo 7, Sierra, Whiskey.
Gate 232 taxi via Bravo 1, Tango, Bravo 7, Sierra, Whiskey, Dolomiti 6 Mike Foxtrot.
Depending on the time of day that you select, and of course the airport, things can get pretty busy, and you need to keep your wits about you. As of course is the case in the real world. This is, to all intents and purposes, an early preview. And despite the various glitches here and there, I gotta be honest and say I'm very impressed with the development so far, and it holds the promise of much more to come in the future. ATC's ability to interact with the injected traffic goes a considerable distance to creating that living world we're looking for. And with future updates, things can only get better, and with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 coming up, well, the future certainly looks bright. To access this alpha, you need to be on the experimental version of BeyondATC, and you can change versions via your account, early access or experimental. And you can access the experimental version by purchasing the BeyondATC Supporters Pack. Just note that this video was recorded some time before it will be released, so check the pricing on the Supporters Pack. I stand to be corrected, but it may be $29.99 US. The traffic injection does not include the aircraft models, but working closely and hand in hand with the ATC developers is the developer of the FSLTL traffic program. You can also use the model library from FS Traffic and so on. I'm using the FSLTL models, and the quickest and easiest way to gain access to that is through the fly-by-wire installer. As shown above, select the radar, Then just select the base models and install those. Don't install the injector, as BeyondATC does that itself, and the files will automatically be installed into your community folder. Job done. Well, when it's all said and done, a promising start by BeyondATC. I'll be sure to keep you updated on this channel on future developments, so don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you found it useful and informative. Stay well, look after yourselves, see you again soon, and bye for now.